Happy December, everyone! In the spirit of this season, this month we are covering the truest gospel from a galaxy far, far away. Thanks to Rogue One coming out December 16th, it's Canon Star Wars month. And what better way to celebrate the canon than by covering the best canon ongoing comic right now that wasn't ongoing. So massive spoilers for the 2015 Darth Vader comic incoming. You've been warned. On with the show. Star Wars number 14. Princess Leia berates Vader in her usual grandstanding speech as Imperial transports fly overhead and stormtroopers surround them. Vader retorts to her that he doesn't do war. His are just a series of executions. However, none of these troopers are his. Commander Karbin walks up to gloat how he used Vader to eliminate the majority of the rebels so he could swoop in and steal the boy. And just for good measure, he goes to capture Princess Leia too, but Vader is having none of it. He throws the troopers away with the Force and draws his lightsaber, ready to end Karbin. As they lock blades, Leia flees. Meanwhile, Chewie is getting his butt thoroughly whooped by Black Chrysanthemum. Han can't get a clear shot to help, and they just keep getting owned in general. But R2-D2 shoots a hypodermic needle into Santi's neck, turning the tide so Chewie can get the upper hand. Over with Luke, he's walking around the ruins of the Jedi Temple looking for Leia. I'm not entirely sure since her location wasn't by the ruins we saw, but hey, I don't know. But he suddenly hears the voice of old Ben, telling him that he's not ready for what's coming. Yet before he can continue talking with disembodied voice Kenobi, stormtroopers begin to attack, trying to capture him. Overlooking the scene, BT and Trip Zero are in communication with Afra, who's telling them that those aren't Vader's troops, so they can go any means necessary to stop them from getting Luke. So what does BT do? He uses his flamethrower to nuke them. Back with Vader versus Karbin, Karbin is just gloating about how 4 sabers good, 1 saber bad. But, and to paraphrase Palpatine, his feeble skills are no match for the power of the dark side. As Vader drops a statue on his head, then chops off one of his arms. But Karbin scurries into a part of the Jedi Temple. I'm starting to think that there's a lot of ruined Jedi temples on this planet. Whoever was assigned here had to get bored. Man, there's nothing to do. Might as well build another temple. Basically just a bored Minecraft player, really. Sorry. Anyways, so Karbin scurries into the temple, but Vader follows. However, as he enters, he begins to hear voices, ghosts in the Force, talking about him being the chosen one and his emergence in the Force. That gives Karbin enough time to get a backstab bonus and beat Vader's armor class. But Vader comes back swinging. So it comes down to a final duel between the air-quote future and a relic from a more civilized age. Meanwhile, Chewie may have had the upper hand for a little bit, but Santi cold clocks him with his bandolier acting as brass knuckles, and then he turns his attention to Han, and Luke gets stunned and captured by Karbin's troopers. And the final page is Leia lining up a shot to shoot Vader in the back of the head as he blade locks with Karbin again. Whew, boy, where do I begin? This is a heavy action issue, yet unlike the minor complaint I had with the last issue by Aaron, this is all sorts of awesome. The humor is toned back to really bring it more in tune with the more pressing tone of Karbin now storming the planet, but there are still light spots with R2 and 3PO as well as BT and Trip Zero. And I know I haven't brought it up before, but since this is the last issue from the Star Wars creative team, I want to comment about the art. I truly love this art style. It's a bit rougher than the current standard, and from some of the concept art I've seen of the movies, this actually feels like they're really inspired by the Ralph McQuarrie concept paintings, and going down those lines. It's something that is visually pleasing while not crisp. Anyone who's seen my main channel knows that I kinda love the looser, rougher art, as long as it's not too out there, sorta like how several of the Silent Hill comics were. So I just really like this art. As for the issue, what's there in the recap is basically there for the review. The only thing that I could probably expand on is the reason that Luke, still being very untrained in the Force, was able to tap into the Force to talk to Ben in the ruined temple. But that's basically just a quick matter of Jedi temples were usually placed, at least in Legends, at places where there was a strong natural Force flow. Anyways, tomorrow we reach the last issue of Vader Down, and boy is there a lot of plot to wrap up. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, like, share, and subscribe. As always, if you agree or disagree with me, or just want to add your own comments, theories, or criticisms, leave a comment below. Don't forget to check out my other channels, ComicSins and The Archivist, links on screen. I also want to give a huge shout out to Star Wars Explained and Star Wars Theory. I may be talking about my views on Darth Vader comics this month, but both of these channels have been spectacular when dealing with the whole of Star Wars, both canon and legends. Links also on screen. And finally, my credits song is lifted from Taylor Davis's epic Star Wars medley. Check out her channel where she plays some epic violin. And as always, stay golden, Inklings.